The sun is shining, it's a bluebird day, absolutely perfect to be heading out on the ice. My name is Tammy Frauenshuh, Park Ranger at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Sandy Lake Dam. Today I want to just take a few moments to talk to you about ice safety and some of the devices that you might want to be taking with you as you're heading out on the ice for the first time this year. So to start off with, one of the things that you want to do is always leave a plan with somebody back on land as to what your goals are for the day. If you're heading out on the ice for an hour, if you're heading out for an entire afternoon, this person is just going to be responsible for making sure that you check back in with them later on in the day. So bringing a cell phone with you is very handy. So after you've left a plan with someone on where you're planning on going for the day, the next thing that you want to bring with you is a life jacket. This may not seem super intuitive because it's winter time. Who wears a life jacket during the winter time? That's a summer thing. But life jackets are really an invaluable tool for any time of the year. So you can either wear a life jacket like I'm wearing over your coat. Otherwise, they also have created something called a float coat, which I have right here. So here we have a float coat, and a float coat looks like a normal jacket, except for it has the additional benefit of having some extra buoyant panels built into it. Float coats are really great because they're not overly bulky like a life jacket here is per se. They're also warm. It's just like wearing your normal winter coat outside, but they do have that additional buoyancy in them. So if you were to fall through the ice, they're going to keep your upper body above the water and you're not going to submerge completely down into that ice cold water. If you're heading out onto the ice for the first time, another valuable tool to bring you with you is an ice chisel. So an ice chisel can be used to test the ice in front of you as you're walking out. You can chisel down to the water level to figure out how deep the ice is. Otherwise, it's just a good tool to be putting out in front of you to make sure that you are not going to hit thin ice as you get a little bit further on in your travels. Also may consider bringing an auger with you, and if you're heading out fishing, chances are you're probably bringing this with you anyways. But the auger allows you to check your ice depth every 10 or 15 feet or so as you're going out onto the ice for the first time. And especially early ice, it's really beneficial to be checking that ice every 15 feet or so just to make sure that it is in fact still safe. It's important to remember that ice is never completely consistent. So just because the ice is maybe 6 inches deep right here, it might only be 3 inches deep out a little bit further, and you could be facing open water even further out. Another really important tool to be bringing with you as you're heading out on the ice are something called ice picks. So I have a pair right here, and what these are, they sit around your neck, and they are basically sharp little ends with handles on them that you can stick into the ice. And as you push these into the ice, those spikes come out. Ice picks, if you were to fall into the water, you can use these to stick into the ice and help pull yourself out, kind of like you're doing a pull-up onto the ice. And finally, we have ice cleats. Ice cleats are a really beneficial thing to be bringing out, especially on new ice when you don't have a lot of snow cover yet. This ice is extremely slippery out here right now, and so if I didn't have ice cleats on, I would be sliding all over the place. And so, though you may always have a risk of falling through the ice, your chances of slipping and falling and hitting your head or breaking a wrist or injuring yourself otherwise are actually really high this time of year when we don't have a lot of snow cover and there's not good traction on the snow. So I definitely recommend bringing a pair of ice cleats with you if you're going out on the ice for the first time as well.